Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday evening, and welcome to our special patching podcast tonight. We have got something really special for you. We are talking about natural repair, regeneration, rejuvenation of the body. And we are talking about a biotech company that has broken all of the rules and records when it comes to treating things naturally and having them work. And we're so excited to have you join us and learn more. Our first half is going to be an intro on the technology. Our second half is going to be with Dr. Roger Lee, a retired oncologist gynecologist. He will be taking over the second half of what is normally our deep dive. But first, I'm going to introduce you. If you're new to the call, we really welcome you. And we would love for you to put your name in chat and put your name and who you were invited by. This will enter you to win some patches. We're going to do a drawing tonight, and we hope you're a winner. And just because you're here, I guarantee you're going to be a winner by the end of this call because you're going to be educated on something pretty remarkable. But what we're talking about tonight is the groundbreaking use of phototherapy. That is light making change in the body. And our cells are the powerhouses of our body, but they're only as good as what the body allows them to perform at. And as we age, we tend to notice things like energy and focus and performance decline. So we're going to talk tonight about how we turn the hands of time back and we help the body to do what it was designed to do. And that's really unlocking the body's innate ability to heal itself. The body was really designed to do that. The body was never designed for pharmaceutical companies that make, products for us to put in our body. It really has the ability to do remarkable things, and that is where the future of medicine is going right now. You're hearing a lot of new talk about regenerative medicine, and what we're talking about tonight is just that. But before we get started, I want to clarify for you that Cami and I are not medical professionals. And Dr. Lee is certainly a medical professional, but he's not your medical professional. So we're not going to be doing any diagnosis or treatment advice. We always want to encourage you to work with your medical professionals. And the products we're talking about tonight are classified by the FDA in the wellness product category. And that means there's no pharmaceutical reps educating our doctors. So they just don't get let in on this best kept secret. You need to learn about this from someone who cares about you. So whoever invited you, thank them because they care to invite you, right? They're only going to be sharing tonight for informational purposes only. And we're going to go through this fairly fast and keep it entertaining. We want to direct you to harmonypatching.com. This is a website that we've been in development to help you learn how to use the patches, how these work. There's videos, there's a ton of testimonials. I encourage you to go to the user story section. But I thought that this little statement, sunlight deficiency is now as deadly as smoking. That really caught my attention. And that what they're realizing is light is very powerful. Light has the ability to make incredible change in the body. And so when we don't have that light, we are in darkness. And what shows up on imaging in the body as disease and issue is typically black masses in the body, right? But where you see light and bright is often good. And they've also been doing some advanced imaging on the body and looking at the light field that expands or contracts around the body. Emotions can change the depth. And it's pretty impressive to me. I'm just pointing out light is becoming more and more known. This company we're talking about tonight is light years ahead because this was all developed 20 years ago before any of that was even realized. But light has been used by practitioners for years. And if you go back thousands of years, back in Greece and Rome, they used light, red light, laser light, infrared saunas. Those are all making changes in the body. But you might ask yourself, well, gee, why? Why would this company be looking to work with light? Well, what they were looking at was stem cell research, and they spent 10 years in labs trying to figure out how to make the body age slower, reverse disease issues. And what they realized is when we're age 30, we've lost half of our dormant half of our stem cells go into dormancy when we are age 60. That's me in November. I have less than 10% of my own stem cells remaining. And that's why we start aging and things start to go downhill. When we're a newborn baby, we are full of them. That's why we don't have wrinkles and gray hair and fast growing cells, and our memory's sharp and we recover quickly. And it just pretty amazing. It's the holy grail of our body. And what we're talking about tonight is a wearable light technology, and it is patented. This is the only company in the world that has this product. And we're so fortunate to be let in on the secret before everybody. But I'm telling you, the wave is coming very soon, and we'll explain why soon. But here's a quick little video. I think this explains it so much better than I.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy for improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
I really never get tired of seeing that. Such beautiful imagery. But more beautiful is what it does for the body. This product was originally developed 20 years ago for US Navy SEALs, and they ended up in the hands of Michael Phelps in the Olympic swim team. And when he won all the medals in Beijing, it was these patches that helped his body burn fat for fuel and power up, recovery, energy, stamina. And you can see here a lot of other athletes that are attributing some of their success. Tom Brady says he could have never played so late in his life without these. But what they're doing is they're allowing our body to elevate repair cells. That helps with pain relief, inflammation reduction, energy, vitality, mental clarity, so many things for the body. The beautiful part is there's no drugs, no chemicals. We don't need to worry about side effects or drug interactions. And this company now has over 200 US patents on age reversal. Pretty profound. This is another great website. This is one to really learn from initially. There is a lot of clinical data and information, videos, testimonials on here. I love this science section. So if you want to see the clinical trials, they are all right here. I gave this to Dr. Roger Lee when he was a little skeptical about what my mom was telling him these patches were doing for her body. He never heard of something like this. And he said, well, I'm on the anti-aging board of our hospital. I surely should know about this if it was real. And then he spent hours in this section right here, called me and said, wow, you've got your hands on something amazing. And I'll show you why it's so amazing. This age reversal section goes through studies, and after 6 weeks of wearing the X39 patch, the participants lowered their cardiovascular age on average by 8 weeks. That's pretty remarkable. There's really nothing out there that makes your body go backwards. And they also did a study on brains. And what they were looking at was in session one, this is a baseline. Before the participant has put a patch on their body, what were they dealing with? And this is a 77-year-old woman with dementia. Orange and red is heat, inflammation. And when she starts wearing the patch and checks in after 3 weeks in session two, you can see that hot brain has become a cold brain. This is the body making change. The patch is simply a tool. It signals the body with light to make change. Pretty profound. At the conclusion of the study, session three is 6 weeks. Look at that beautiful brain. That's a perfectly balanced brain. This is a person now with decreased inflammation, improved memory, focus, and just overall elevation of the cognitive level. This is a lady here who was trying to write her name on October 18th, and then she was given that patch to wear. And look at in 2 weeks how her penmanship has changed. It's not a course in penmanship, it is the brain's ability to do what we want it to do. That's pretty profound. We hear a lot of people talk about better sleep, and that's really critical to repair and healing because that is the time that the body is repairing. It's also purging toxins. So if you're a shallow sleeper, if you're an insomniac, if you're up 2 and 3 times a night, you aren't getting into that good deep REM sleep that allows the body to repair. So that's one of the first things we like to help people with is getting them to sleep. X39 does it for the majority of the people. Adding Alavita takes it to a whole nother level. And if you are a real stubborn insomniac, then we might throw in Silent Nights. Those are two patches that are bringing back melatonin, which is a hormone. This is also helping to balance hormones. This is our friend Marcy. None of us would be here without her. And she was at the brink of her end of life when a friend gave her 10 of these patches. She was dealing with 3 types of fast-growing cells of the breast, the lymph, and an aggressive skin cancer. They said would be the one that would take her out. There was nothing they could do for that. And she thankfully just continued to get better and better and better and decided we need to let the world know about this because our doctors don't even know about it. And it saved her life. She's now 5 months into complete joyful bliss living without those pesky little naughty cells giving her problems. But what we're talking about is age reversal, and that is quite different than anti-aging. And you hear a lot about anti-aging with the skincare industry and a lot of beauty products, right? That's stopping where you are. But what if you don't like where you are and you want to look younger, better, like these guys? Dr. Harmon looks like grandpa on the left. He looks like young hot dude on the right. That is because enough of those repair cells have come back and his heart eliminated a branch blockage he was born with. Those things don't just go away. That was profound, but he did not know anything was happening for months. This lady looks like grandma in the beginning and becomes, I would say, beautiful as a granddaughter, maybe in the next image. These are helpful for anything. It's not just about skin, it's for the interior of the body, bringing back beauty of things like a degenerative spinal cord. You can see here on the left, the indentations, that's that term bone on bone pain. Bulging disc is between the C7 and the T1 there. And on the right side, you see that's the same person. It's all regenerated. The body has the ability to do that. It just needs the right tool, and that's light. And look at this lady with the curvature of the spine. Wow, only 4 weeks. Skin and hair, just remarkable changes here. Varicose veins get hidden by the collagen coming back. The collagen helps regrow the hair. The hormones balance the acne here. And doing some pretty remarkable things. And we also are looking at just, happier people. Look at these ladies on the left. You can just tell their life is better. Don't they look better? It's almost like you had an eraser. Autoimmune conditions, they can resolve themselves when we reopen the pathways that were intended to get those toxins out of the body. Not intended to come out through the skin like this. So these are not good, but we can help. support the body to make it right and do it properly. This is rapid repair of fast-growing cells on both of these people. And look at this lady. I mean, from August 26th to September 2nd, I just heard her on a call the other night and saw her in person. And whoa, you wouldn't even know she ever had that condition. It's totally hidden, erased. But these are not just for us humans, they're for our fur babies too. They started using these on racehorses years ago. Torn ligament, don't want to put that expensive horse out to pasture, right? So they start putting these patches on them, and gosh, they started coming back. Cats, dogs, birds. This is my friend Terry. Her dog Brutus. I didn't even know Bruce went blind. I told her, "Oh, Terry, you should be using some patches on him for his arthritis." Poor baby was in pain. We did not expect that he would regenerate his eyesight, but he did. She called me crying, saying, "He's followed me around the house. He sees." That was profoundly exciting. But this is our favorite time of the night. And Cami, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce our testimonies.
Um, well, I have Annette working on her way to the camera. So Annette is a good friend of mine, and she has been on the patches. She told us part of the story yesterday, and I invited her back, partially because Dr. Lee is here and our special guest for the second portion of tonight's call. But I just wanted to introduce Annette. So Annette, can you tell us what you do for your job, just to give a little bit of context um, about who you are and what you do. And
So for my
there you
job, I am what is called a cytotechnologist, which means I went to school for a really long time, and I have a degree from the University of Utah School of Medicine. And I look through a microscope and diagnose cancer for a living.
go. Awesome.
And my testimonial that I wanted to share is that um, I'm adopted, a little background, and so I don't have a lot of medical history. And so, probably about 15 years ago, all of my lab values suddenly went from being low to maybe normal to astronomically high for many of them. And so, I have been on lots and lots of medications over the last few years and have wanted to try to get off as many of them as possible. And so, I have been patching for a little over a year now, and my doctors, I've had three different practitioners that I work with. My endocrinologist, my rheumatologist, and my primary care doctor all compliment me about how fabulous my lab values are. My lab values went from being in the diabetic range for my blood glucose to be not even pre diabetic. My cholesterol levels have leveled out. My blood pressure is normal. Just pretty much everything I've been taking medications for is all returning to normal. And so I'm able to slowly start with, under the care of my primary care doctor, slowly starting weaning myself off of many of my medications. I've been able to reduce my anti inflammatories. I have been living with fibromyalgia for over 30 years, and I went from I've actually I now take a quarter of what my original anti-inflammatory medication was. So I'm down to just a really low dosage, and some days I even forget to take it because my pain levels are so good. So that's a little bit about
Wow.
me.
That's amazing. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Annette. So good. So I'm looking, is Maureen, did she make it to the call? I knew she's on the East Coast. It was Eastern time zone. She has an amazing story about how the patches had changed her life. And we will save it for another day. She's amazing. You guys have to come back. She had one of those types of conditions that the doctor said she was always going to have. And she's very thankful to have found the patches. So stay tuned. We'll get Maureen on the call. But until then, we can tell you how to get these patches in your hands. You had somebody who cares about you share or get you onto this call. And so they are the person that we will refer you back to help you get these patches in your hands and help you take an order. But to begin with, just to give you an idea of pricing and what this is, these patches, if the package starts, if the name starts with an X, we call them our X patches. That was original. There comes 30 patches in an envelope. And that means there's a 30-day supply in the envelope. So the X patches, the retail cost is $149 for the pack of 30, and the wholesale price is $99 for the pack of 30. And we'll tell you how to get to that wholesale price in just a second. Our favorite patches, of course, is the X patch, but we love the X39, but we pair it with, most often, the Eon patch. And the Eon tells your body to make an anti-inflammatory. If you didn't know, those repair cells, your stem cells, are drawn to inflammation. So a lot of people don't end up getting the repairs that they're looking for because there's so much inflammation in their body. And so Eon tells your body with light to make an anti-inflammatory. And when that is present, then more of your cells can actually go repair things. iSwave is wonderful for pain. And then it is a 2-patch system. Just keep an eye on that. All of our envelopes have 30 patches. So this is a 2-patch system. So there's 15 applications in iSwave. But typically what we find is with the consistent use of X39 and Eon, people don't need iSwave as much. So that's kind of cool. So we can't tell you how long that iSwave is going to last because you may not need it after a while. The Aloe Vera patch is something that tells your body to make melatonin, so you actually sleep better. It is really great for your skin, collagen, cartilage, ligaments, tendons. And it has a reverse aging feature to it because it tells your brain to make telomerase. And since we do have a doctor in the room, I will tell you telomerase is kind of like the aglets on a shoelace. If your DNA was shoelaces, telomerase is like the protector of your DNA recipe, and they get shorter with toxins and trauma and plain old replication. And when we can lengthen those or tell them to be the correct length, it has a reverse aging feature to it. So we call that the trophy wife patch if you're a female using the patches. I don't know what we call them if a dude wears them, but
We call them the hot dude patch.
hot dude patch. Woo! Yes. Okay. So awesome. So those patches retail for $79 and they wholesale for as low as $50 a pack. How do you get wholesale pricing? This is how you do it. You order a wholesale pack to start with. This is the beginning stage. You can order a core pack if you're just one person. Typically, I recommend that and we can customize each of these packs, but I recommend that you get at least 1 month of the X39. And then I typically will load up the pack with the other support packs that are going to help you best. And then the next month, you just order the X39 to keep those cells activated. And so you'll have a couple of months of, let's say, the Eon, for example. That's my favorite combination for 100% of the people, X39 and Eon, because you wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be listening if you didn't have, some health concerns or a loved one with a health concerns. and inflammation cause that, or stress, and Eon helps that. So the dynamic duo is X39 and Eon, and then we recommend that you stay on that X39 patch for a decade for, or sorry, a month for every decade you are alive, just as kind of a rubric. We cannot tell you how long it's going to take for you to reverse the issues that you are having. But we can tell you that it does go to work right away. Tracey shared those features with you already. So that's what I can say. Celergize is amazing. And this just came out this year. So often we were sending people to, the health food store or Amazon or somewhere to get the building blocks to tell your cells to make these wonderful, fresh, new stem cells. And Celergize, and also we all need hydration. So Celergize is a product that just came out this year. It has electrolytes, amino acids, sea buckthorn fruit extract, and that is proven to activate your own stem cells. Sea buckthorn fruit is a superfood from Tibet and Nepal. It's known, but it is pretty amazing. So oh goodness, I just had a serving of this amazing water today. And they're slowly rolling them out by invitation only. Tracey happens to have one of these machines in her home. And if you are local, we will try to get you a sample of this amazing water. But this machine double filters all of the garbage that is put in our waters, or that is there, leaches into our waters, microplastics, forever chemicals, all of those nasty heavy metals. Then it goes through a process that changes the structure of the water and infuses it with light. And the frequency of this light tells your body to make so many wonderful, beautiful changes from the inside out. So the water is just the carrier of this light, and the light signals sets off this chain reaction, telling your body to make different amino acids and all kinds of peptides that your body needs. So it's pretty amazing. Tracey and I and the rest of the team, Jeff and Joy, are here on Mondays and Tuesdays. And on Tuesdays, we typically have an additional feature. And tonight, we're very excited to have Dr. Lee sharing his knowledge with us. So hang on after this recording, and we will invite you to stay on and hear his portion of tonight's feature. Tomorrow or on Wednesdays, our friend Marcy does a patching call. Again, these are all opportunities for you to invite your guests to them, and your faithfulness is rewarded. We will have do a spin the wheel and gather, give some of our guests an opportunity to win a 5-day supply of our X39. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We're going to pause the recording, and we will be back in the next feature for Dr. Roger Lee.